What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Three-Man Broadcast here. I'm your host, Panball Falcon, alongside my other broadcaster, Hardy T. Snipe. And
hello.
Today we'll be talking about E3. We just watched the press conference with Microsoft, and it looked very promising. Is there anything that stood out to you or made you think that you have to have it this year, Tyler? Is there anything?
I mean, not really. I mean, the whole thing overall was like constant. There was no like jaw droppers like last year. There was no, moments where everybody went up and cheers and started yelling. It was sort of constant, It was really good, but it was just
last
same.
year they kind of had it to where it was like they're introducing a lot of stuff that we were not used to. So
yeah, that's where everybody. It wasn't like last year.
They're
sort of improving on it.
Last year was kind of the initiation to something more great. So we want to get right into this and talk about the first game that they showed off, which was Call of Duty. They opened with that, and honestly, in my own opinion, I have to say, for the past two Call of Duties, Call of Duty Ghosts, and this one, I have not really been that impressed because it just you can just tell what parts they're trying way too hard at, and they're focusing too much on like where to go with it, and they're just like running out of ideas. So it's pretty much like they're just struggling. So I mean, not that I'm hating on any of the Call of Duty fans, but it's just
we sort of said that. When we were talking about it earlier, we were all in agreement saying that the next Call of Duty is probably going to be overhyped too, and it's going to be over the top as well.
Because after seeing gameplay of it, it's like, the
gameplay was fine. The gameplay was fine. It was just the concepts and the actions.
60 frames per second, all that good stuff, all the gameplay and the frame rates. Those are amazing.
They all look nice. Yeah, they look nice.
Like he said, the concept themselves as to like what you have to do, what you can do, what's in it. It's like I don't really get the point of that. So.
And how about that equipment that they were all using? The drop pods, the
deployable drop pods, and the shield and the lasers. And I'm just like, it's a cool concept, but at the same time, it's like it's Call of Duty, and y'all don't have to go as hard. They should really focus more of their stuff. On my opinion, I think they should focus more of their things on zombies, because that's what everybody likes about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now are just starting to see that this stuff's getting old.
Like, now, by looking at that single-player trailer, do you think the multiplayer is going to be, terrible? Because, that grenade, if you can use that as, like, a regular thing, it's going to be overpowered.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of things that'll be OP in that.
Like the lasers and some of the guns that I know they're going to be like that.
Especially if you can jump across the map. If you can jump across the map and, still, shoot and throw knives and stuff like that and grenades. That's definitely going to piss people off. And it's really going to compare it to, what's those games? Halo, stuff like that.
Titanfall.
And Titanfall. I just don't get why they would. They're really following in the footsteps of those two games. They're trying to make it seem like it's on their own original idea, but I don't see how that's going to really match up to those two games.
Yeah, I sort of felt the Battlefield influence when I watched that trailer.
Do you think that they're going to have indestructible environments like the Black Ghost did?
Yeah, of course. They're probably gonna, upgrade it a little bit. Not as much as Battlefield did, but they're gonna upgrade it a little bit. They're gonna have some more destructive environments, some more, game changers.
They can only do so much because it's Call of Duty. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that game's kind of limited. I don't care how you look at it. That game's always gonna be limited.
Because it's like the top selling game of all time. Of course, it's gonna be limited. It's gonna be scrutinized and looked down upon. Because it is the top selling game of all time, or a top selling franchise.
Now, do you think this game would have something like Spec Ops or something like?
I'd say no.
I
think it may just be single player, multiplayer.
I don't know if this is one of those.
They might have Spec Ops, but it's either Spec Ops or Zombies. It's gonna be one of the other.
I feel like it's probably gonna be one of those off-brand. Off-branch Call of Duty. It has nothing to do with any of the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't, because they're literally going to 2054, the year 2054. That's a big leap in Call of Duty. I know Ghost was a leap, but that's just the new game. That's just going to be huge. 2054. Brandon, we're gonna be like grandfathers when that time comes around.
It depends on how you keep up with your body. You can be old but still be, mobile. Like
I'm just saying, it's gonna be a long. 2054 is a long time away from now.
Yeah, true.
40 years.
But like I said, I for one was not impressed with this game. I didn't see anything working.
I was impressed with the graphics and the gameplay, but I wasn't impressed with the concept. The concept was, like we said before, too overrated.
Because when I watched gameplay on Ghost, And when I actually got my hands on it and played it, I was just thinking, like, I swear to you, every 5 seconds to 10 seconds was a slow motion scene. I swear to you, it was. Like, the first mission had at least 5 different slow motion scenes, and I'm just like, you can tell when they tried.
Yeah.
And, moving right along to the next subject, we also saw that they showed off Sunset Overdrive. And, that game looks very cool. At first, I had no idea what to expect, because it was like a soldier shooting against a bunch of other people. I'm thinking it's like a new...
yeah. I thought it was going to be a new game. I was like, what is this? Like some random soldier hiding by bunkers, killing some bandits. Like, what is this?
I honestly thought it was like a Ghost Recon Future Soldier type game, but I guess not. And it ended up being Sunset Overdrive, and you know, for the way they showed it off,
kicking the door down.
For the way they showed it off, it looked very, very interesting. I wouldn't mind being able to play it. So.
Now, what do we say? We watched. What do we say was like a crossover between Crackdown and what was it, Saints Row?
And, what was it?
Borderlands.
Yeah,
Borderlands.
Crackdown and Borderlands. That was the two.
That's a nice. It was a nice mix. Not saying that those two together are bad or anything, but I mean, it looked like a pretty good game.
Well, not to get off topic or anything, but I'm looking at this Battlefield right now.
Yeah, yeah, you're looking
I can't help but look at it because it's like they're using motorcycles and ziplining and all that.
Brandon, we're talking about this later. Calm down.
But I'm getting horny. I mean, what? Anyways.
Anyways, back to Microsoft. We're watching EA. This is EA press conference. We're talking about Microsoft.
Well, the people know we're watching E3, so I mean, it's only.
Yeah, we're watching EA right now. But anyways, back on Microsoft.
Yeah,
do you think that this was? Do you think?
Discussing that there were going to be an 8-player co-op, which that's very interesting because they don't usually do stuff like that. You would expect a 4-player co-op.
4 or 2-player. You never see an 8-player.
So I'm really interested to see how that's going to.
Oh my god, I can't. Damn it, Battlefield.
Do you think that you can be able to combine weapons like you can in
Yeah, of course. That's what they said. I mean, the weapons are really unique in Sunset Overdrive. I mean, they really look cool. I mean, like they had like the firecracker one. And shot out of like fireworks. They had the ice one. I mean, you can probably create your own weapons, and they're probably gonna add some as the game goes on. They're gonna add new ones.
Well, we'll eventually see. I don't even. You don't remember when it comes out? Because I have no idea. I think
October or something. Late October.
Late October.
This year.
I mean, as most of you guys know, a lot of the good games don't come out until the fall. And if I were any of y'all,
holiday season.
If I were any of y'all, I would hopefully have a new gen console by the end of this year because if you don't, I will say you'll be missing out. There'll be a lot of stuff you'll be missing out on that you'll be wanting to get, and we will definitely try to have as much gameplay on these new games as possible. Like we do say, we try to keep you updated on all the latest news and information. So we'll do our best if we can to get all that information out to you guys. So if you have any friends who want to know any more information about us, tell them to subscribe to us so they can get the information that they need. But,
now, one question for you.
What?
If you had to choose any one game from that Microsoft press conference to play right now, what would it be?
Division.
Any one game.
Division.
The Division?
The Division.
What would be your second choice? I know how much like. What would be your second choice?
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh yes, okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big Assassin's Creed fan. I've played pretty much all of them. But what would be your choices, huh?
My first was probably Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3, and your second?
Or my bad, they called it Crackdown original. It should be called Crackdown 3, but they just said Crackdown. But yeah, I like to play Crackdown. I always like Crackdown. It's open world shooter. It looks like it has the same concepts as the other two, which I love. The good concepts. So I mean, I know we haven't seen gameplay of Crackdown, but I mean, just by looking at that trailer, I would love to play it.
And what would be your second choice?
Second choice, The Division, probably, yeah. Division.
I know why you just laughed. I was just thinking the same thing.
That's different, but okay. Okay, but
the next subject we got is the Halo collection. Honestly, I mean, for those of you who like Halo, fans of Halo,
you have to be a major Halo fan to get that.
That'd be your best option if you wanted to get all the ones from the first one all the way up to the fourth one. I, for one, will not be getting that because I don't really feel that you know, I would have it in me to want to go back and play those games. I mean, yeah, it was, you know, something I kind of grew up with, but at the same time, I mean, Halo 2 was the first game I did get for my Xbox 360. But at the same time, I mean, I've already played them, so they're kind of, when they were in their prime, yeah, they were fun.
because we played Halo 1, that's on there. We played Halo 3.
In their prime, they were good. They were good to play, and
oh, that's what you're laughing at. Okay.
They
yeah,
kind of just got off.
Yeah, we played Halo 1 because they had a collector's edition for that already. We played Halo 3 to death. Halo 4 wasn't as good. The only game is Halo 2, and I mean, paying $60 for that is just nothing. I mean, the Halo 5 beta is a good thing, and the film that's coming out with it, that's a good thing. I mean, other than that, there ain't no reason to buy it. I mean, they should lower it to $40, $30. If it was $30, it would have been a good deal. But I wouldn't pay a full $6 for that game unless you're a major Halo fan.
Well, I mean, if I was gonna just to play a beta, I don't think it's worth it. But I mean, I would rather just wait and get Halo 5 because that's what I'm looking forward to. Not any of the other, you know, stuff that I know I'm not probably gonna play that much of. And I know I said in the past that I wasn't looking forward to Halo 5, but after seeing the new character that's going to be involved in it, I kind of want to see what his purpose in that game is going to be and how he's going to help Master Chief. So I would like.
Yeah, I mean, just for looking at that trailer, I could probably I put all my money on it that Halo 5 is going to be better than Halo 4. Just for looking at that trailer,
I would think that they can redeem themselves with Halo 5.
Yeah, with Halo, yeah, they can redeem.
So I don't want to be like a hypocrite or anything, but I really do think that after seeing more info on it, it made me actually want to. It changed my mind. So I'll probably give it a shot and see how it is.
Yeah, like Brandon said, I think everybody should get a console by winter because I mean all these betas are coming out, all these new information's coming out. The Xbox is lowered down to $400. I mean everything is coming during the winter time, and it's going to be a rush of games.
And they're doing the best they can, but as far as I can see, they don't. I mean, yeah, some of these games are going to be out for the 360, but the 360 can only handle so much. And I'm saying the best, if you want to get the best out of these games, you might want to get a newer console, something that the game was meant for, so that you can have the full-on experience that they were expecting you to get. So you don't want to miss out on any opportunities. And plus, Xbox One, for those of you who are Xbox fans, Xbox One gets all of their stuff first. They get first access to pretty much anything, so that's one reason I like Xbox, is because they seem to keep up with their content more than any other console. Yep. Even though PC also kind of shuts out Xbox, but I still am all for Xbox.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Assassin's Creed Unity. I was definitely at first when I saw the trailer. I was blown away. When I first saw the trailer, I was not impressed that much because they didn't show off anything really besides just a guy standing on a rooftop. But once they showed the multiplayer, I was definitely impressed. I did not know they were going to have it set up that way. Like, that's the first Assassin's Creed where you can work co-op and do an actual mission.
I mean, I sort of felt happy because I was like, okay, Assassin's Creed, the last one, it was alright. It wasn't as good. But then I look at this one, I'm like, they actually, you know, pulled it back. They actually came back. They know what they're doing with it now.
Now, what do you expect to get out of the multiplayer on this next Assassin's Creed?
I mean, multiplayer, it was iffy in the last Assassin's Creed. It was a little bit iffy. The co-op was iffy as well. The multiplayer was probably the worst multiplayer I've seen out of any Assassin's Creed. But, I mean, the co-op, they stepped it up. We haven't seen multiplayer yet. Multiplayer, it should be as good, if not better, than the co-op.
The one thing I'm interested about is knowing like who these other assassins are. There is a four-player co-op, but my question is, who are these people? Like, who are these people? Do they relate to anybody from the previous game, or do they have any?
Do you think they have like a background story or a background?
There's any kind of like, basically background information on these guys. Is there any kind of tie-in with, Desmond or anything like that? And one thing that would really make it like a great experience is if they made it to where it's pretty much as if you're playing single player, and y'all don't always have like you can travel around with the four guys that you're with, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. You don't like if you're not on a mission, y'all can still be in the same game. You can go buy swords. I guess if you can use a boat, go buy a boat or something, upgrade a boat, change clothes, do stuff
upgrade your hideout, upgrade your armor. Yeah,
pretty much.
I mean, like open world, just like I said. I mean, if they do that, if they do, then they'll probably be a really good game. I'll probably buy it even.
That's what I'm saying. That would really make it stand out from the rest of them, because you would never see something like that. And to make it seem like you're playing by yourself, but you're actually in a game with your friends, that's the best thing. So if you got caught up in something that you needed some backup for, you could just tell one of your guys, "Hey, come over this way, help me out." And I mean, that would definitely be something worth buying or looking into. For those of you who aren't familiar with Assassin's Creed.
We talked about all the good things. I know what your answer is gonna be for this one, and I have the same answer. I should. What was the biggest flop, or what was awful in that press conference?
Oh boy. And what, in the Assassin's Creed press conference?
No, in the whole Microsoft press conference.
The fact that they didn't show any information about the Destiny beta.
Okay. Well, that was awful. But the worst thing I saw was that Dead Rising 3 Super Blood Infinity blah 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 blah. I looked at that. I played Dead Rising 3, and I was like, this is not Dead Rising 3. This is not the Dead Rising 3 I played. And no, Dead Rising 3 is supposed to be serious, mellow, and saddening and killing zombies. This is just like, we hype it up, we give you different strange clothes, we give you fucking superpowers, and you just run around and kill zombies. I just didn't like it.
I mean, that was really just an arcade like add-on, wasn't it? I don't think it was an actual game like that. Look who it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't think that wasn't it just an arcade game? I didn't think that it was an actual game.
No, I think it's a DLC. DLC for Dead Rising 3.
Well.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, all these betas are coming out for Xbox 360. Xbox One. Everybody should get Xbox One. I mean, Evolve beta's coming out, Destiny beta's coming out. If you're gonna buy Halo Combat, blah blah blah. Halo 5 beta's coming out. So, I mean, all these new games are coming out like with betas for the fall, and everybody should jump on. I mean, Xbox One or PS4, they should just get on a new gen console.
And I can't wait to get mine so I can actually join the fun that everybody's trying to have or already having. So we're gonna wrap this up because we gotta cut this a little, Anyways, if you guys are fans, and if you guys,
hold up, can I just get one big shout out to Forza Horizon 2? I'm really glad they made a sequel for that game. It was probably the best. Forza Horizon was probably the best Forza game they made, and now they're coming out with a sequel. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people can't wait who were fans of Forza. I never played any racing game on the Xbox, and if I did, it was like inside of a store, like at Best Buy, as a demo. I never actually played. Yeah. I never brought it home to race with. So
that should be your first racing game. If you want to get into racing, Forza Horizon should be your first racing game. But okay, we'll end it with that.
Well, on that note, if you guys enjoyed this video, please rate that thumbs up button. If you guys have any comments or questions, then please, or info, just put them in the comment section below. If you guys are fans or are watching E3, or you want to have a discussion with us about anything you see at E3 that you think we might be interested in, then please feel free to let me know in the comment section as well. And subscribe, because we will be trying to have all the latest news and information up for you guys. So on that note, this has been your broadcast, and we are out.
See ya.